Hi everyone, Harry here to talk about strike three for Trump on his continuing attempts to recuse Justice Juan Merchan, the judge who presided over his conviction on 34 counts in the New York trial. You know, Trump is now going again and again into a vexatious litigation period, but it's just a matter of recycling and, reheating old porridge. It's easy enough for him. Let me tell you about this one and then talk about what he's doing and why he's doing it. So you may remember twice before the trial, Trump crossed swords with Justice Merchan saying, you need to recuse yourself. And why is that? Because his daughter has done some consulting work for Democrats. That really is basically it in a nutshell. She does political consulting. It has included Democratic clients, and it's included big Democratic clients, but sort of indirectly. But in any event, that's the whole idea, that the judge, through his daughter, stands to profit financially from having the case, and therefore there's a conflict. This part is not very well elaborated and basically kind of insulting, but I guess the idea is if the daughter makes money, somehow it redounds to the judge's benefit. Maybe he doesn't have to. You can fill it in as well as I can. Anyway, he did it originally based on this, and the judge denied it before trial. And then again in 2023, he filed this motion. He said, among other things, the daughter had done for Biden and Harris, just part of the consortium of what the company does, justified recusal. He has also, along the way, continually tried to characterize the gag order that Merchan has imposed, which still remains in limited part, as unconstitutional infringement on his First Amendment rights. So that's the other kind of ongoing battle that he just recycled here, and starting July 31st. Okay, so that's the backdrop. July 31st. Harris becomes the presumptive nominee, or she just has, and we have a new motion from Trump. It raises, maybe Merchan makes it clear that it's hard to say. There's slash and burn kind of characterization, once again, of the gag order, and that seems to be you would take it as a motion to quash the gag order or reform it. Remember, after the trial, Merchan already limited it quite a bit, but still, Trump is under his jurisdiction and can't be disparaging, say, employees in the courtroom and the like. So that still stands. It's a teeny sliver that really handcuffs him, not even a little bit, in terms of his political campaigning, as we can see from the things that he does say, but he rails against it as a possible infringement of his First Amendment rights. But the motion, it's really a letter, is styled one more time a motion to recuse. So after the sort of stray disparagements, again, of the gag order, nothing new there, he says that Merchan should recuse himself. And why? Because Harris's assent to the presumptive position of Democratic nominee makes the already existent conflict even worse, and it increases the profile. That really is the entire argument. DA gives it very back-of-the-hand treatment. The DA says this is vexatious litigation and should simply be it even suggests that there should be potentially sanctions if he keeps doing it. Here's what Merchan says. With these fundamental principles in mind, and those fundamental principles are the right, and as every litigant has, to a fair judge who's not biased, etc., the court now reiterates for the third time that which should already be clear. So when it actually, he's methodical setting it up, even respectful of the law and sort of to Trump himself, but innuendo and mischaracterizations do not a conflict create. Recusal is therefore not necessary, much less required. So he's already been through this before, but in essence, the kind of hyperbolic claims of Trump of the involvement of Merchan's daughter are way, way, way overstated. And in any event, under the standard for recusal, there is nothing that would approach it. Okay, so you would think that would be the end of the matter, although he can keep tilting at windmills. You got to wonder, is there any method behind this vexation? Because on the one hand, he's a jerk, and he's already made clear that he hates the judge and the DA, so maybe there's no downside. Just file another, get the thing, and put a new heading, etc., and at least make the judge miserable for a couple hours. So that could be the bottom line of what he's doing. But there's also the prospect that he continues to fundraise off these different appeals. So if he can take this thing from Merchan and combine it with what he said and have it just part of his fundraising appeal, where he continues to bilk his supporters of sort of small amounts by portraying himself as basically, not to be too vivid and religious, but really he uses this imagery on the cross for their sins. That is actually a moneymaker for him. And as we know, not much else is in his business dealings. So we have a patently frivolous motion, and moreover one that's been heard before. The new argument is about as thin as it gets. Now that she's a presidential nominee, somehow the non-existent conflict, because he's already held there's no conflict, somehow is elevated. But 2 times 0, 5 times 0, 100 times 0 equals 0. And then the question whether he's abusing the system as a way of doing fundraising, or just in sheer vexatiousness, just to really stick it to and irritate the judge and the DA, which potentially could form the basis for some kind of sanction down the line, although it probably wouldn't amount to much. And it's part and parcel of the overall complications that we visited before about what happens when he violates the gag order. Do you put him in jail? Merchan saying to him, I definitely don't want to. So it gets folded into that. But basically, he takes another swing, another miss, nowhere near any kind of meritorious motion. On the other hand, Merchan gives it pretty much back of the hand. He's a careful, thoughtful judge, but after setting it up, basically his reasoning is innuendo and mischaracterizations do not a conflict create, see you later. So that's the story with strike 3 of Trump's efforts to get Judge Merchan to recuse. Talk to you later. Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed this video and other Talking Feds content, please take a second to like and subscribe. Talk to you later.